Good morning, YouTube. I got a couple topics I want to touch on. One is Sugar Shane Mosley, and the other is Earl Spence supposedly paying bootz to spar with him to get ready for the second coming of the fight of Terrence Crawford. First thing was Sugar Shane. Man, now that was a funny interview, man. Because when he said, yeah, my ex-wife pretty much, she told me you can keep that little money. You can keep the money. You know, you're gonna lose the fight anyway. That's gonna be your last $1,000,000. Oh, Margarito was in for it. That fool Shay said, fuck hand wraps, you know what I'm saying? We gonna fight. Ooh, man. Shane must have went to a whole nother dimension when she told him that. He said he didn't care who was getting there that night. We's fighting, and he gonna win. And I feel it, man. With somebody you loved and you know what I'm saying, put everything into as far as marriage. Man, Margarito must have had her head on his body that night, cause he was whacking Margarito. Shit. You might have thought it'd been Cinco de Mayo that night, man. The way he was hitting that boy's head like a pinata. Woo wee, banging that boy shit like a speed bag. I said, good God, you know. I said, man, that had to be hurtful, man, for him to be told that by her. But was whatever kind of fuel that was, she threw it on a small fire that turned into a wildfire because he would have there guns blazing. When he hit Margarito with that left and came back, hit him with that right, I said, good goodness. And then to hear him talk about it, he said, I don't even care about the hand wraps. We gonna fight. No, go in there and tell him to wrap his hands and let's go. I said, that night he came in there with vengeance. In her head, he must have been visualizing her, man. That was something that I'm looking at Shane in that interview and I'm looking at him talk about it. I said, yeah. Yeah, Shane had that vision. He just had tunnel vision. It was just destroy. And that's what he did to Margarito, destroyed him. Other thing about that, interview is when he goes into Bud would have beat Money, but Bud wouldn't have beat Pretty Boy. That one I do not agree with. We don't know how the fight ever would take place because Floyd is probably never going to come back to the sport of boxing. And if he did, it's like, there's going to be some kind of excuse somewhere. But since it's Floyd, there might not be because Floyd is just that good in the way he's, been doing things in the past in his boxing career. They might don't even care about the man being, around up halfway to 50. Bud's good. Bud's a switch hitter, but Floyd in this time mastered his craft. He mastered the art of boxing. In the pace that Terrence fights at, Floyd, loves that type of pace. I mean, they both adjust on the fly, but Floyd, his mind is him collecting that data. He collects everything. He probably even collects the data when he about to uh, drop some sweat. You know, that's just how good he was. And still is good. You know, um, yeah, I just didn't agree with that one. We'll never know, but I would lean towards Floyd. Yes, Terrence is a good boxer. Yes, Terrence is growing. He does the same things as keeping his body in shape. He doesn't go out there and drink and drug and all that stuff. I mean, he eats shit and sleep boxing. And he takes care of himself, good care of himself. That's something that Bernard Hopkins always said too. I take care of my body. Your body's your temple. You know, and that's one thing. And then Earl, getting rid of his trainer, needs somebody to go in there to replicate what Bud can do. Well, and that's just that. You know what I'm saying? He got to find somebody that's gonna give him that good work. He got to find somebody who's gonna change the habits. He got to find a lot. Roy Jones, I don't think is a good fit for him. Not for his style, not at all. No. Um, it's just some things that he got to find of what to do. I think if they go to 54, the way to be a little bit more comfortable. I don't know if at this point does Spence care about the belts. I mean, or just having the title because that'll be at 47. So 54, at the weight 54, what kind of stipulations would there be? Um, and I'm wondering that what kind of stipulations would there be in that matter? You know, then you got a guy like Bootz. Like if he does give him that money to get him ready, which I don't see nothing wrong with it. There's pros and cons to that. You know, there's pros and cons to that. And that's just allegedly getting, Bootz. Um, I mean, and then there's Bomac. Like, what's gonna happen with Bomac? Bomac was so happy, man. For Bud, proving all the doubters wrong. Even me was one of the doubters wrong, proving them wrong. That he probably forgot the thing in there allegedly. Since he allegedly had a gun, if that did take place, he was so happy he just got home through the back to the side and he's back to the races. I'm partying. We got the title. We done whooped everybody. Chris Ebay get up there, this time he forgot he didn't left the jammer of the thing because he didn't even unpack the bag. Probably what happened. Like, dang, man, and, like, it's just unfortunate. Hopefully he gets to come back, man. Hopefully Bobak get to come back for his fight, because I don't want to see one guy change trainers and then another guy got to, what I'm saying, doesn't change trainers but has to have somebody fill in from his camp. It's like, even though Bud knows what to do, Bud knows what he wants to do when he goes in there, you know. But sometimes you need to be reminded or, somebody can see something that you're not seeing. And, that's what Bomac did. Like Bomac said, man, you faster than that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Go over there and counter his jab over the top. You know. Then we got Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson. Yesterday's scores don't count for today's ball game, man. Even if Shakur Stevenson said, man, I'm tired, that was years ago. That man has evolved with time. He has evolved, so they can use that all they want to. It's just now you're using that, get in the ring with him. Because I don't think he's going to get tired in this day and age. Get in the ring with him. Show him that he's tired of the treadmill. Show him that he's tired of riding the bike. Because he don't never get on the bike in the ring. He don't never ride. He ain't doing that. He's standing right there with you. And not overcommitting. It's one good thing about him. He don't overcommit. And once he throw 2 or 3 shots and he look like he about to throw something back, he jumps back or he sidesteps. You know. But as of right now, Frank Martin, he's good, got good footwork, you know, got moderate defense, but we just gonna have to see. I'm not counting him out. It should be a good fight, but we're just gonna have to see because he does good things And then, his body, when he's using that high guard, his body is open. His last fight, you know, he caught a few nice body shots. You know, a lot of guys looking at him like, man, we this and that with the dude. I was like, looking at how the guy fought, he wasn't really no pushover either. He just doesn't have no name. And styles make fights, so that's another thing too. That dude, he just didn't lay down, and that's what a lot of people be failing to realize. Even if you're a good boxer, there's some boxers that you're gonna come across that got good stamina and they got heart. And then they got a little skills to go with it. So you put it all together and you get in there with a good fighter, you know, there could be things that goes his way that night, even though if he still loses, especially going to a decision. He could get stopped too. But he still did a lot of things where people will look at, the last fight, you know what I'm saying, and be like, well, man, I don't know. You know, I don't know. And that's how I looked at it with Regis, because Devin's about to fight Regis, you know, supposedly. And Regis' last fight is like, I think he left a lot in the ring with Josh Taylor. But when you look at Regis, it's like, man, Regis ain't that what he, came out as and how he was looking. He's looking a little different. When your promotion team recognizes that, Regis, you got to do something different, Playboy. You got to do something different. You got to go out there and put it. If you left something in the ring with Josh Taylor, this fight, you got to leave it all in the ring. Dude. Because if you really get in there with Devin Haney, and I'm not trying to judge you off your last fight, but your last fight, Devin Haney is way better than that guy. And I like you. I like you. Still got good skills. You still got good skills. To me, you still got gas left in the tank. You're still young. Um, you know, I believe that you're gonna put up a good fight because you got a lot of heart too and a lot of will. You know what I'm saying? You keep pushing. You know, just a lot of different things. And then you got to find a way. Devin's game plan. He doesn't abandon it. He stays with the jab and he knows how to go to the body. And he knows how to slip. Devin's IQ is high too. You know, that's something that is recognized with me and a few other people. You know, Devin Haney talked about Lomachenko went to the hospital. Nobody went. I believe that he probably went to the hospital. But Loma didn't had when Loma had that injury, he came back. He didn't look typically the same. You could see like there was you know something going on. I don't want to say he was slowing down or it was kind of like he gets to a certain point in the fight, then he gets off the gas, but he keeps you at bay. But he gets on the gas, and it's like, well, you're getting on the gas a little too late. Whereas before, when you go back and watch his debut with Gary Russell, man, he did a lot of things differently, you know, and that's just how I see it. I mean, he he's still a good fighter. Getting there with Shakur Stevenson, I don't think that would have been something good for him at the moment, coming off of a fight with Devin Haney. You know, and it would have been a great fight. I believe that would have been a great fight. I believe that would have been Devin Haney, not Devin Haney, excuse me, Shakur Stevenson's. You know, we didn't see him in good fights and great fights, but that would have been like he's gonna get in there and show us how great he really is against a top level fighter. Because I like the dude, and I have to sometimes step out of my character and don't be biased because I like him. He's you know top 10, arguably with me top 5 fighters that I would pick. On the pound for pound list, top 10 pound for pound list, top 5 favorite. And I don't really have that many favorite fighters. You know, um, and then I'm starting to really like them. Shoes and Masons and you know uh, things like that. So we're gonna conclude this and get back at you with some topics. How the fight game is gonna go later on down the line. Um, you guys enjoy your Friday, and I'll try to enjoy mine. And you know, we'll see what's going on in the days to come. Holla at y'all. Enjoy your day.